Hello, good afternoon, sir. You're audible.
Okay, thank you. Now we can start after at 1 p.m.
Actually, sir, your voice is not clear.
I'm saying we can start at 1 p.m.
Yes, sir. Yes, sure, sir. Sure.
You can mute others because otherwise some disturbance will be there.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine. कहते मैं पूरे 1 बजे शुरू कर देना हाँ मैं ही शुरू करा फिर तू टीचर्स ਨੂੰ ज्वाइन ਕਰਾਉਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਦਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਹਾਂ ਪੁੱਛ ਲਓ Good afternoon to all. Am I audible?
You are audible. You can start.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon to all. On the auspicious eve of the national seminar pertaining IQAC Dashmesh Girls College, Chakalabaksh Mukeria, I heartily welcome to respected Principal Ma'am, Dr. Karamjeet Kaur, esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Bhaskar Gupta, worthy teachers of different colleges, and my colleagues and their students. On the behalf of the entire team of IQAC, we feel privileged to welcome everyone here. It is customary to begin any formal gathering in our college with a holy Shabad, so I invite Professor Shivani Narak and her entire team to seek the blessing of Almighty. Please, ma'am.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਨਿਰੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪਿ ਆਦਿ ਸਚੇ जुगाद सचे है भी सचे नानक होसी भी सचे देव शिवा बरमोने है शुभ कर मन के कदमो न कर मगर देव शिवा बरमोने है शुभ कर मन के कदमो न करो न डरो हरि सो जब जाए लड़ो किसके करे अपनी जीत करो न डरो हरि सो जब जाए लड़ो किसके करे अपनी जीत करो न सगा देव शिवा मनुष्य है शुभ कर मन के तब हो न कर मगर देव शिवा बरमोने है शुभ कर मन के तब हो न
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to invite our Honorable Principal Ma'am, Dr. Karamjeet Kaur, for the formal welcome of our today's resource person, Dr. Bhaskar Gupta.
All present here, it's my great pleasure to welcome our worthy resource person, Dr. Bhaskar Gupta ji. Sir, I welcome you from the core of my heart, and on the behalf of our chairman sir, management, staff and students, I welcome all the participants from other colleges, professors, students and my colleagues. Sir, अगर मैं डॉक्टर भास्कर गुप्ता ने बहुत से इंस्टीट्यूशंस के साथ मिलकर काम किया है, बहुत सारे उच्च पदों पर वो विराजमान रहे हैं और बहुत सारा रिसर्च का उनका फील्ड है। एज ए साइंटिस्ट उन्होंने बहुत सारा काम किया है। तो आज ये हमारा सौभाग्य है कि हम इनसे कुछ सीखने जा रहे हैं। आज के हमारे इस वेबिनार के ये एक रिसोर्स पर्सन जो कि हमें बहुत कुछ बताएंगे कि एक स्टार्टअप कैसे किया जा सकता है, हाउ टू प्लान फॉर स्टार्टअप एंड लीगल एंड एथिकल स्टेप्स। और मेरे जो कुलीग हैं, हमारे जो बच्चे हैं, उनको सर आपका ये जो आज का लेक्चर है इसकी बहुत जरूरत है, क्योंकि जैसे पहले नॉन टेक्निकल कॉलेजेस में था, अब नॉन टेक्निकल कॉलेजेस में भी ये जो स्टार्टअप है, इंक्यूबेटर सेंटर है और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का है, तो उसके बारे में ये हमारे लिए अभी नया है। तो उम्मीद करते हैं कि आपके लेक्चर के बाद हमें बहुत सारा जो ज्ञान हासिल होगा। और मैं आपको धन्यवाद भी देती हूँ कि आपने अपने बिजी समय में से समय निकाला और आप हमारे आज समक्ष बच्चों को कुछ बताने के लिए हाजिर हुए। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Before I request today's resource person to come before the speaker and spell out his knowledge on the topic how to plan for startup, legal and ethical step, I first of all have to introduce a dazzling luminary in the field of electronics and communication. Dr. Bhaskar Gupta, veteran academician cum research scientist and director, Nitra Technical Campus, joined as an officiating director and dean at IIMT Group of Colleges, Greater Noida in 2020. Dr. Gupta completed his BE in 2001 and MTech with honors in 2006. While electronics and communication has been his core area, Dr. Gupta in his academic career spanning for more than 19 years now and has taught various subjects at both UG and PG level in many renowned institutes such as AKJEC, ABES, IMS and DIT. He is presently working as president of IIC Cell and trained as an innovation ambassador by Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. He is also the coordinator of NISP and ARIIA. He has been taking session on innovation, entrepreneurship, design thinking, IPR, BMC, technology readiness level, critical thinking since last 10 years across of the country. He is the startup founder. With this, he has more than 2 Indian patents filed, 2 copyrights and 2 book chapter in CRC Press. Dr. Gupta wears many hats. As an academic professional, his work other than basic teaching include publishing and presenting several papers in national and international journals, guiding MTech projects, working on various state and central government sponsored projects and traveling around USA, South Korea, Oman, Afghanistan, Dubai, Ethiopia on academic and research mission in association with world-renowned university. Dr. Bhaskar Gupta has been director of SSITM Aligarh, BRITM Pooja and Nitra Technical Campus Ghaziabad, hence having substantial exposure to administrative affairs. Besides, he is fellow member of the IEEE, MTT, IEIETE, IIRS Dehradun. He had been 6-time coordinator for IIT Delhi virtual lab program and working as nodal coordinator for the IIRS ISRO outreach program and ITTM SWAM NPTEL program. I cannot abridge his personality in few words, and when he speaks, you all will judge his true intellectual acumen along with his earned knowledge. So, on the behalf of my college, entire team of the IQAC, I extend you, sir, the most cordial welcome once again. Now, I request Dr. Bhaskar Gupta to deliver his lecture on the topic How to Plan for Startup and Legal and Ethical Step. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to one and all present here for attending today's national seminar on how to plan for startup, legal and ethical steps involved. I officially welcome you all and would like to express my sincere gratitude to the principal of the college, the Shmesh Girls College, Punjab. I would like to thank Dr. Neetu, Mrs. Madhindra, the joint coordinators of this national seminar, Mrs. Pooja Sharma from the technical committee, and the entire internal quality assurance cell of this girls' college. And I hope the session would be both insightful and enriching for you all. And by the end of this session, you would be able to inculcate the necessary skills for being a successful entrepreneur, and you would be able to start your own startup with the help of the angel investors, venture capitalists, nearby incubators, Atal incubation centers, and with the support of your family friends, crowdfunding approach. Let me begin with my presentation. Let me request the coordinators to kindly present my PowerPoint. I request to present the PowerPoint slides. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
You can now present the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Okay. So the session is on how to plan for startups and legal and ethical steps. It is very, very imperative to understand that what exactly is the startup. Then only you can get into the startup and you can think of opening your own enterprise, or you can be a business owner, which is the requirement these days. In fact, our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji is having this kind of vision that our students should, provide the job rather than seeking job from the market. In view of that, the innovation cell by Ministry of Education was established a couple of years back, and nowadays different IIC cells are existing in different colleges across the country in order to promote the culture of innovation, entrepreneurship, startup in the ecosystem. In the present ecosystem, we are having these things, and we should thank the Ministry of Education for successfully implementing the plan. Next slide, please. No. So what is startup? Startup refers to a small company in the very first stages of its operations. Startup is usually founded by one or more entrepreneurs who want to develop some product or want to offer some service into the market for which they believe there is a demand. These companies generally starting with a high cost and no more revenue generation is there, which is why they look for capital from the different kinds of sources such as angel investors, venture capitalists, accelerators, successful entrepreneurs who can provide the working capital to these budding companies, to these budding entrepreneurs. A startup is a company that is in the initial stages of business. Founders normally finance their startups and may attempt to attract outside investment before they get off the ground. Funding sources include family and friends, venture capitalists, crowdfunding approach, and of course, you can take loan from the banks. Startups must also consider where they will do business and their legal structure. Startups come with high risk, as failure is very much possible, but they can also be very unique places to work with great benefits, a focus on innovation, and great opportunities to learn for you students. Next. Startups are companies or ventures that are focused on a single product or service that the founders want to bring to the market. These companies typically don't have a fully developed business model or innovative business model with them, and more crucially, lack adequate capital to move on to the next phase of the business. Most of these companies are initially funded by their founders themselves. So no more, people are there who are going to provide financial support or working capital for these budding companies. So you are the moderate risk taker in the beginning, in the earlier stages of startups. And there is no more revenue generation also. Many startups turn to others for more funding, including family and friends and venture capitalists. Silicon Valley, everybody is doing in United States of America, is known for its strong venture capitalist community. It is a very popular destination for running your startup, but is also widely considered the most demanding arena. So we are entering into a modern era of digitization. Startups can use seed capital to invest in research and to develop their business plans. Market research helps to determine the demand for a product or service, while a comprehensive business plan outlines the company's mission statement, vision, and goals, as well as management and marketing strategies. So once you have founded some startup, you are an owner of some startup, you have to very carefully understand what are the different legal and ethical issues involved in the startups. What I mean to say, you have to be very, very careful about the intellectual property rights, what kind of intellectual property exists around us, and how can we protect our idea, which is going to address the problem statement of the customer or the consumer to whom you are going to sell your product or going to offer your online based services. Next. So how to find an idea? This is one of the important primary steps in any startups. So you have to start with the observation first. Once you have observed something, with the help of writing journals, this you can do by socializing with the people outside your normal circles. You can browse the websites, so you can observe something, you can generate some innovative idea. Innovation comes from the creativity. If creativity is missing, imagination is missing, then no innovative idea can be generated. You can go for book reading also sometimes. So these are the different means to generate an innovative idea which is going to address the problem of the consumer, and idea is always related to your product or your service. So you can manufacture some product, or you can design some website, online website, like different Grofers, different kinds of startups are existing around us. So you can work with any kind of innovative product. You can offer some innovative kind of online services to the consumer, but you have to remember, once you are going to generate the idea, it must be worthy, technical feasibility must be there, commercial viability must be there. If otherwise, if you are going to miss your innovative idea in the later stages of the startup cycle, your startup will fail, your idea will die, and maybe you won't be able to generate the revenue for your startup, for your company, for your enterprise, which you want to run. Next. So if you look at this idea creation, how idea creation is and diffusion are interrelated with each other. You will come to know here I have plotted the quality versus time, and gradually over the time you can see the quality, so novelty is very much required, and in the initial stages of the timing, you are going to work with the relevant, it must have some relevance, and as you are moving ahead along the time axis, novelty is generated. If some novelty will be there in your idea, it is a novel idea, then quality will definitely come into the picture, and you would be able to serve the quality product to the consumer. More consumer database will be there, and they will be interested in your product. They will be buying your product. If novelty is missing, then there may be few customers, but you will not have a large volume of customers who will be interested in your product or service. If you look at the law of diffusion of innovation, so you will see here gradually over the time, there are just 2.5% innovators, 13.5% early adopters who might have some interest in your product if your idea is innovative. Early majority is 34%, late majority is 34%, and so this way your idea is going to have diffusion. So it is up to you, how are you going to bring novelty and innovation, how are you going to innovate your product or the service. Next. How to find an idea, this is equally important. Next slide please. So if you look at this, it is impact versus time. In the initial stages of the time, if your impact is low and your time is also low, then it means no priority is there. So this is not required. If time is low and your impact is very high, so this is the right time to choose to work for your startup. You can go for your product manufacturing. You can go for the startup when your impact is very high. Gradually, if you will be moving along the time axis, when your time becomes high and your impact is low, which means it is a clear indication that you have to forget it. You should not think of, you should not generate any idea, because if your impact is low, then definitely you won't be able to have more revenue generation. If your time is high, your impact is high, both time and impact are high, this is a very good sign. This is a very good indicator, and it's a very, very good time for long-term business. So you have to try that your impact must be high and your time must be high. And whenever both of these things are high, it's the right time, it's a good time for running your business for a long term. So different types of IPRs are existing around us. It is your intellectual property which comes from your mind. So IP at a glance, it is about the patents. How can we define patent? It is a set of exclusive rights granted to a person for his or her invention. Please do remember, discovery is not patentable. If you are going for a patent, it is about your design, it is about your industrial design, some novelty, it is about your invention. If you are going to work with some kind of sign, so it is, you have to go for the trademark. Trademark is a sign that distinguishes the goods or services of one enterprise from those of the others. So trademark is like, it's a sign. If you want to copyright your book, if you are writing some book, if you are authoring some book, if you are having some kind of artistic work, literary work, so you can go for copywriting. This way you can protect your literary and artistic work. So copyright is a legal term used to describe the rights granted to a creator for his or her literary and artistic work. So please do remember, whenever some literary and artistic work you have created, so you can protect it from the outside world before you disclose it in front of others. You have to go for copywriting. And where is the copyright office? It is located in New Delhi, Dwarka. So you can approach the Indian Patent Office for patent, trademarks, copyrights in New Delhi. Geographical indication is having some different meaning. It is again a sign used on goods that have a specific geographical origin and possess characteristics that are essentially attributable to that place of origin. So geographical indication means just like you must be knowing about Mathura ke pede, Kolhapuri, chappals. So these are, these things are being manufactured at that place only. If other person is going to, make those sweets in New Delhi and is going to claim that these sweets belong to me and belong to Mathura, so he or she cannot claim like this because that person has already undergone a geographical indication. In that case, a case may be filed against that person for this kind of infringement. So you have to go if you want to protect your goods which are being produced at one particular place. You have to understand, you have to go for geographical indication. If it is industrial design, some unique design is there, some innovative design is there. Let it be a car design, automobile design. So if you have designed a car in a different manner, so you can also go for industrial design. In that case, you can also go for ornamental or aesthetic aspect of an article. So if it is ornamental design, if it is any aesthetic aspect related to the beauty, then you naturally have to go for industrial design. Next. So if you look at this is a quick exercise, you can see here McDonald's burger everybody is knowing. So here and this sign is being used, and that's why this is a sign. So we have mentioned a trademark. So nobody can use this kind of sign other than McDonald's. Here you can see one patent. So here you can see some sort of machine having a unique design. So that person might have gone for the patent. So you can patent your design. Figure 1. Here it's a copyright where 5 points someone. So if you have created something, some artistic work or some artistic work is there or literary work is there, you can go for copywriting. And books can also be copyrighted. Secret formula. So if any secret formula is involved, like in cold drinks, so cold drink companies are going to make use of some chemical composition, which they don't want to disclose in front of others. I don't want to share my chemical formula with other parties, other companies. So in that case, I want protection. So what I will do, I will be going for the trade secret. So once I am going for trade secret, no other company can use the same chemical formula for the preparation, for the development of their products or the cold drinks or the other beverages. So here you can see again some, this first picture is patentable. So second picture is about a mobile phone. So it's a very unique design, just like Apple Corporation has been continuously working towards the design and development of iPhones. So Apple iPhones are their sleek design. So Apple is not just Apple, in fact, so they are going for the patent for their iPhones. So that no other person can use that kind of sleek and unique design which is being used by Apple Corporation. So whenever some novelty is there in your design, you can patent it. Here you can see some dog. So here this is some, artistic work. So it seems to be artistic work. So you can go for copywriting. Again, Procter and Gamble, sign is there. So P&G. So this is a sign being used by Procter and Gamble company. So again, you are going for trademarking. So you will be approaching the patent office or trademark office for the trademarking of this sign. Next. You can see here design patent. You can see a bucket there. So this bucket is having a very different kind of design. So you can see few holes on the side walls of this bucket. So the person must have gone for